The Galactic Council's emergency broadcast echoed through the Vax Federation's command ship, but Admiral Trell dismissed it with a casual wave of his upper appendage. Another dramatic warning from those bureaucrats, he scoffed to his bridge crew. They've been sending these alerts about primitive species for centuries. What could possibly be threatening about beings from a watery world at the edge of a spiral arm? His second-in-command, Commander Liss, shifted uncomfortably. The Council classified humans as Category 5 dangerous, sir. That's unprecedented. Politics, Trell replied. They need to justify their bloated existence somehow. Our scans show these humans have barely achieved rudimentary space travel. Their vessels are primitive, their weapons laughable, and according to our database, they've spent most of their history fighting amongst themselves. Liss wasn't convinced. The warning mentioned something about adaptive persistence and psychological unpredictability. Perhaps nothing, Trell interrupted. The Federation needs the resources from that system. Their third planet is rich with rare minerals we require for our fleet expansion. We take what we need, as we always have. The decision was made. The Vax Federation, undefeated, in 17 planetary acquisitions, would bypass Council protocols and proceed directly to resource extraction. Their standard procedure, a swift show of force followed by capitulation, had never failed. 3 Earth months later, Admiral Trell stared in disbelief at the tactical display. His invasion force, once 40 ships strong, had been reduced to 11 damaged vessels limping back to Federation space. Impossible, he whispered, his scales paling to a sickly gray. How could this happen? The data scrolled before him, each report worse than the last. The humans hadn't surrendered after the initial demonstration of power. When the Vax destroyed one of their orbital platforms as a warning, the humans didn't cower. They adapted, united, and fought back with bewildering creativity. They've somehow modified their primitive nuclear weapons to bypass our shields, reported the tactical officer, her voice trembling. They analyzed the frequency patterns from a single engagement. Trell slammed his appendage against the console. That should have taken years, not days. There's more, said Liss, now acting as intelligence officer after the previous one perished in an ambush. They've been using their entertainment broadcasts, what they call science fiction, as a basis for theoretical countermeasures. Some human writers had already imagined ways to defeat technology like ours decades before we arrived. Trell's inner eyelids flickered rapidly, a sign of extreme stress in his species. You're telling me they prepared for interstellar warfare through imagination? In a manner of speaking, yes, Liss continued. And they're relentless. Our psychological warfare tactics failed completely. When we threatened their population centers, they evacuated with remarkable efficiency. When we attempted to disrupt their communication networks, they created improvised alternatives within hours. The ship's medical officer interjected from across the bridge. Their biological makeup is concerning as well. Unlike most sentient species, they can function on minimal sleep for extended periods when motivated by threat. Their stress responses actually enhance their performance rather than degrading it, at least short-term. The Council warning, Trell said quietly. It mentioned something similar. A message alert chimed and Liss checked her console. Sir, it's from the Council. They're ordering all non-human forces to withdraw from the Sol system immediately. They've granted humanity protected status. Protected? Trell barked. They should be quarantined. There's more, Liss continued. The Council has received 17 formal requests for alliance from the human government in the last day alone. Apparently, they're eager to join the Galactic community on equal terms. The tactical officer's voice shook. Admiral, we're detecting energy signatures. The humans have launched ships. They're pursuing us. That's not possible, Trell whispered. Their vessels couldn't match our speed. They've adapted our own engine technology, the officer replied. They salvaged it from our destroyed ships and improved it. For the first time in his distinguished career, Admiral Trell felt genuine fear. The Vax Federation had always been the predator, never the prey. Yet somehow, in less than one seasonal cycle, these humans had reversed the natural order. 5 years later, the galactic landscape had transformed dramatically. The Vax Federation had been forced to sign the Terran Accords, a humiliating peace treaty that restricted their military operations and required substantial reparations. In the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council, representatives from 200 Sirda species watched as humans took their place among the governing body. Unlike most new species which required centuries of probation, humanity had been granted accelerated membership due to their unique perspective and problem-solving abilities. Council Elder Moro, who had authorized the original warning about humanity, addressed the assembly. "Let this be a lesson to all civilizations," the ancient being intoned. "The Council's protocols exist for good reason. Had the Vax heeded our warnings about humanity, they would have understood what we had already learned through careful observation. Humans are not defined by their technology or physical strength, but by their indomitable spirit and boundless ingenuity." From his position in the observer's gallery, former Admiral Trell, now stripped of rank and serving as a cautionary witness, watched bitterly as the human ambassador spoke eloquently about peaceful cooperation and mutual growth. The deep irony wasn't lost on him. The very qualities that had made humans so dangerous as enemies, adaptability, persistence, creativity, and unity in the face of external threats, now made them valuable allies to the Council. As negotiations proceeded for human integration into galactic trade networks, Trell couldn't help but notice how eagerly other species sought human partnerships. Their reputation had spread quickly. If you want to solve an impossible problem, ask a human. The Galactic Council had been right all along. Humans weren't dangerous because of what they could do, they were dangerous because of what they could imagine, and how quickly they could turn imagination into reality when survival demanded it. The Council's alert had been perfectly clear. The Vax had ignored it, and they had paid dearly.